his mum are taking Bill on a holiday to Rocky Bay again. And they're really pleased because they're going by train. At Rocky Bay, they see a friend from Nutwood they'd like to meet, a boy called Peter, but he's a long way down the street. The following day, Rupert and Bill plan to roam the shore. Rupert says, "Let's hurry, Bill. We might meet Peter once more." "Look, there he is coming down the steps," smiles Rupert there. "Come on, Bill. It won't take us long to get there." "Hi, Peter," they cry with joy. "We're pleased to see you. We're going to Combe Beach. Would you like to come too?" "I'd like to," says Peter, "but I have to go home today. I've had 2 marvellous weeks here at Rocky Bay." "Rupert, why don't you let me take home your wooden spade and borrow mine? It digs much better with its iron blade." "Thank you very much, Peter," says the little bear. "Look," calls Bill. "Captain Barnacle's up there." The captain tells them that strange things are happening along the beach. "Come along, I'll show you," he says. "It won't take long to reach. You see that seaweed down there? It seems to be alive. It moves around and every day fresh clumps of it arrive. And look, waves with white tops. Neptune's white horse we call those. But that only happens when it's windy and no wind blows." "Come on, Bill," says Rupert. "We've got to find why it can be that so much seaweed is coming from the sea." "Let's walk along the promenade," suggests the little bear. "We'll be able to see much more from up there." So up to the promenade they go, but as they're walking, the spade with the iron blade moves, then starts tugging. "Help!" Rupert cries. "Some force is pulling the spade towards the sea." "How odd," Bill says. "What could it possibly be?" They hold on tight to the iron spade, but it suddenly stops pulling. Sighing relief, they go back to the beach to do some digging. They look for a clear patch of sand to dig, but everywhere they walk, seaweed comes and surrounds them, and seagulls dive and squawk. Then they find some beach without seaweed and seagulls squawking, and Bill plays with the bucket while Rupert does some digging. "I think I'll do some digging too," Bill says. "Stay on this stretch. I'll go for my spade. It won't take long to fetch." But as Bill leaves, more creeping seaweed gathers on the beach, and as it closes in on Rupert, he climbs out of reach. As he comes to the top of the rock, being careful not to fall, the iron spade moves again and starts to tug and pull. Now it's getting much stronger, and it manages to fly from his hands. It glides down from the rock and over the golden sands. It suddenly stops, hovers, then sticks itself upright in the sand. "Goodness," Rupert whispers, "this is something I don't understand." As he walks towards the spade, the seagulls dive and shriek. I'm sure they know what's happening, if only they could speak. Rupert tries to get the iron spade, but doesn't have any luck, for the harder he pulls, the more it seems to be stuck. And all of the time, fresh seaweed is coming from the sea. Rupert suddenly notices, "Goodness, seaweed surrounding me." He climbs some rocks to get well out of the seaweed's way. Rupert has never seen anything like this before at Rocky Bay. "Oh, I don't like this," gasps Rupert. "Something's happening that's very weird. The seaweed surrounds me, and now more of those white horses have appeared." Rupert sighs. "I'll have to get Peter's iron spade out of there." So across the moving mass of seaweed runs the brave little bear. Sea creatures watch from the seaweed as Rupert tries to trace what's holding Peter's iron spade so firmly in one place. The spade is sticking to some kind of ring. No, it's not. It's a key, a great big thing. "How strange. Some sort of powerful magnet, I dare say," he says as he starts to carry the key and spade away. But he slips on a fresh seaweed clump and topples backward with a bump. Then Rupert, along with the spade and giant key, on a seaweed raft, is carried gently out to sea. All of the other seaweed quickly disappears. Rupert calls for help, but no one hears. The seaweed raft moves rapidly, and soon Rupert is far out to sea. And just as a mist engulfs him, grey and dim, a sea serpent's head appears over him. The sea serpent is huge and strong, and it begins to pull the seaweed raft along. The waves foam and Neptune's white horses appear. As to where they're going, Rupert has no idea. But the sea grows calm, and Rupert can see a small island that's very jagged and rocky. Rupert is taken to a beach, and as he leaves his curious craft, a very strange movement quivers through the raft. His seaweed raft begins to break up, and then Rupert can see it was made up of seaweed men. They have very odd faces and spindly arms and legs. "Where am I? What's happening?" Rupert begs. They squeak and point. Rupert pays heed. He has to follow them at a very slow speed. They come to a beautiful blue lagoon with a gentle sea breeze, and beyond the huge gate, Rupert can see very stormy seas. Into another cave the strange creatures troop, and there they wait for Rupert in a group. Inside the cavern, it's cool and green, and they want him to go through a seaweed screen. He goes through the screen and hears a voice call his name. "Who knows me here?" he wonders as he turns to see from where it came. "Why, it's the Merboy. How pleased I am to see you. Please don't go. Perhaps you can tell me why I'm here. I'm sure you must know." "Yes, I do," the Merboy cries. "Climb down that ledge and join me at the water's edge." "It's to do with the key that's stuck to your iron spade there," explains the Merboy. "We're so pleased you found it, little bear." "But why?" asked Rupert. "Is it so important, this large key?" "Come with me," the Merboy tells Rupert, "and you will see." "Another raft!" Rupert cries. "Like the one that took me from the beach." "Yes," the Merboy says. "Climb onto it when it comes into reach." You see, Rupert, this calm lagoon is the stable home of all Neptune's horses, as white as foam. "That great door," explains the Merboy, "leads to the sea. It's locked with all the horses outside, and that's the only key." The Merboy pulls himself from the sea and sits on a rocky shelf. "I need some help, Rupert, because I cannot turn the key myself." Rupert leaves the seaweed raft and climbs onto the rocky shelf too. As it floats off with the key and spade, long tentacles come into view. They reach for the raft, take the spade and key, and holds them tight. It's a giant octopus who pulls them apart using all his might. As they are separated, the octopus throws the iron spade away. "Stop!" Rupert cries. "That's got to go back to Peter after my holiday." "Don't worry," says the Merboy. "That's our chief octopus. Everything will be all right. Watch him open the door for us." As the key is turned, the great doors swing open. "It's done," the Merboy cries. "Now, when I blow this horn, we'll see some fun." Because they couldn't get back to their stable, little bear, Neptune's white horses have been making storms everywhere. The horses charge in one huge foaming mass and pour straight through the newly opened stable door. "How," Rupert asks, "did the stable key get to Rocky Bay?" "Well," says the Merboy, "I believe some mischievous horses took it away." They locked the stable door, and by they hid the key. Oh, they're very sly. "Climb to the top," the Merboy tells Rupert. "That's the best idea. From there you can see much more, but I have to keep watch down here." Now Neptune's horses are in their stable. The sea is calm enough, Rupert says. But wait, what's that? That beach looks very rough. Rupert quickly slithers down the rocks to find that 2 big horses have been left behind. Towards Rupert, the pair advance, flinging up spray as they rear and prance. "All right, Rupert," the merboy cries as he swims ashore. "These are the mischievous ones who lock the door. They really cannot do just as they wish. I'll deal with them. Go, flying fish!" The flying fish will bring the sea serpent soon. He'll help me get them back to the lagoon. Thank goodness they're calming down, thinks Rupert with an anxious frown. They're quiet now, Rupert, so I can manage them myself. The sea serpent will guide you back along the rocky shelf. So Rupert follows the serpent along a path dangerous and high, until he gets to a part he just cannot get by. "Oh dear," sighs Rupert, as seagulls come and peep. "I'm stuck. This rock's far too steep." But the great sea serpent hurries back and lifts poor Rupert from the difficult track. In its mouth, it carries the little bear until they reach a sandy cove where Rupert is set down on the beach. "Rupert," the merboy calls, "look what the octopus gave me." "Oh, the iron spade," Rupert cries. "That's something I'm very pleased to see." And now the little bear's task is complete. The seaweed men form a raft at his feet. "The 2 white horses you helped me catch today are going to take you back to Rocky Bay." A thunderous roar makes Rupert look up. Heading towards him is a huge wave. "Help! Help!" Rupert cries. "Merboy, sea serpent, you've got to save!" Before he can say another word, the waves over him in a wall. The frail seaweed raft goes up and Rupert starts to fall. But, to Rupert's surprise, a big white horse appears on each side, and sighing with relief, he realizes he's on his homeward ride. And so, through thick mist, the frail craft speeds, carried high by King Neptune's handsome steeds. And from Rocky Bay's beach, Bill sees the huge wave. "Look, Mrs. Bear, the sea's getting very rough. What do you think's happening out there?" But before Mrs. Bear can answer, Rupert floats in on his seaweed raft. "Rupert," Bill cries, "where have you been on that strange craft?" So Rupert explains how he found the key, and they listen with pride as he tells them of Neptune's white horses and his exciting ride. He tells them, too, of his seaweed raft, but when they turn round, all the seaweed men have gone, and so the raft can't be found. "Our friend Captain Barnacle must know what's been done," says Bill, and so across the sand the pair of them run. Then up the steep, rocky steps to his shack they climb, where Rupert tells the captain of his thrilling time. "My word, Rupert, that's the strangest sea tale I've ever heard tell," the captain says. "You've solved Rocky Bay's mystery as well."